Weirdos, weirdos, boys and ghouls, how are we all doing? And yes, boils and ghouls. Not to Karen, the moron that was in the comments going, you can't even say boys and girls. You're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. It's a reference to Tales from the Crypt, a show I loved as a kid. Idiot. Just because your name is Karen doesn't mean you gotta behave like one. Okay, so recently, I did a live stream with Jason Hawes. Taps, ghost hunters, you know. And wow have I pissed some people off with it. Like literally people, I'm unsubbing, I'm leaving, you're a sellout. This channel is not Heathrow Airport. You do not have to announce your departure. Just go on your merry way. The amount of people that are like, you said something I disagree with, I'm unsubbing. Fine, this channel isn't for you. This channel is based on opinions and different outlooks, so what do you want me to do? I have never made my content to appeal to one specific type of person, because when I do that, that is when I sell out. Now inside of that live stream, and I saw it in the actual live, people reacted to something I said, and they have misunderstood, and I could have worded it better. And I said if there was a Mount Rushmore of the paranormal, then on that Mount Rushmore would be Yvette Fielding, Jason Hawes, and Zach Baggins. And I couldn't think of a fourth. And people took that as me saying that as paranormal investigators, Yvette Fielding, Jason Hawes, and Zach Baggins. I can't stand two of those people. What I meant was a Mount Rushmore in regards to fame. Because of the early 2000s, because of the rise of TV paranormal, the most famous faces, love them or loathe them, are Yvette Fielding, Jason Hawes, and Zach Baggins. I wasn't trying to claim that all of those people are legitimate. I wasn't trying to claim they're even any good at what they do. It was purely based on they are the most well-known faces in the paranormal, or were until recently. Now, it's arguable Sam and Colby are more famous than any of them. So maybe I'd have to put them pair on the Mount Rushmore of people, of famous people from the paranormal. However, I don't believe in Sam and Colby. I don't particularly enjoy Sam and Colby. And I've seen people commenting on other debunkers' videos, Beardo has sold out, Beardo has done this, Beardo has done that. Why? Why did I sell out? What did I do wrong? And the general consensus is, I sold out because I didn't call Jason Hawes' daughter a scammer, I didn't call Cody a scammer, and I didn't call ghost hunters out for being fake. I would say fair comment, but Cody and Satori, I'm done with this. I called them out there. Conjuring House controversies, speak out. Cody and Satori were heavily featured in that. Sam and Colby have they ruined the fake paranormal with Cody and Satori in the thumbnail. Project Fear and Cody and Satori situation, Beardo gets angry. Twin paranormal caught, Satori exposed. Most Haunted return to Pendle Hill is fake. And that was when I saw Carl Beatty was actually toe tapping, so I inserted Cody and Satori. Ghost hunters, when ghost hunters taps were caught faking. The Conjuring House conspiracy. Cody and Satori were in that as well. Sam and Colby Conjuring House fake. Cody and Satori were in that. Sam and Colby faked the Conjuring House. Cody and Satori were in that. Unveiling the truth, debunking Sam and Colby's Conjuring House. Cody and Satori were featured in that. So to say I never asked Jason Hawes the hard questions isn't really fair. Because I did ask Jason Hawes the hard questions. I did go at his daughter. I did go at Cody. And I did go at Taps. And I did it in videos. Quite a few of them, as I've just shown. And that is how this sort of relationship with Jason Hawes has turned into something, because he found me A, respectful, B, making valid points, and C, could see that I have a care and a love and a concern for the paranormal community. I don't debunk out of nastiness, I don't debunk out of clicks and views and all the rest of it. Because if I wanted to be a massive YouTuber, if I wanted to be huge in the paranormal, I could just fake it like 99% of the channels out there. Because it's easy to do. It is far more easy for me to go out to a reportedly haunted place and fake the shit out of it. Things I've learned in editing the last year, I could go to whatever location and make it seem like all hell is broken loose in that location, and you won't be able to see wires, and you won't be able to see cuts and all the rest of it. I don't do that unless it's for comedy value, which is why I do that sort of thing in my own house, and I leave mistakes in the video so you guys can learn what to look for. And this seems to be the misconception. I am not here to set fire to the paranormal world. I am not a disbeliever. a lot of my audience are disbelievers, but they understand that I debunk from a place of I love the paranormal because I've experienced it and because I'm looking to experience it further. A lot of people are like, can't believe you believe this shit. Can't believe you're going to 30 East Drive. Why wouldn't I? I've been to 30 East Drive 3 times now. I'm going again this year and I'm looking to book a solo visit to 30 East Drive as soon as I can. Hopefully for a couple of nights, where I can experience what people I have watched experience at 30 East Drive when they're there alone. Why? Because genuinely, 30 East Drive is the only place I've gone that has creeped me out, apart from Candleston Castle, but people I trust have had very real experiences there that are recorded, documented, and on YouTube for all to see. That is why I want to go to 30 East Drive all the time, because it just seems that the more often I go there, the more likely I am to capture something in some way that is potentially actually haunted. And if I go there 100 times and I never capture anything, guess what? I can then say that place ain't haunted. I don't know what everyone else is experiencing, but it ain't there. And I win either way, because then the debunker in me, the truth seeker in me, gets appeased. So here's one comment. Side-Eye Guy is getting soft and Beardo has been compromised by his admiration for Jason, who's pulling the classic bait and hook. A sad day for the debunking community. Is this the beginning of the end? Time will tell. Now, has Side-Eye Guy gone soft? Or has he realised he made a lot of the mistakes that I did? Where you get too personal, where you say things that really upset people, where you go too hard at people and you're not sure of what the impact is on the other end. Now, while we want to call out fakery and while we want to go at these fakers quite hard, what we don't want to do is damage somebody's mental health behind, behind the camera. What we don't want to do is cause World War III again, like I did when I first started, where communities were at war and people were threatening us and people were threatening to come after us and we were getting doxxed and all the rest of it. It is quite easy for somebody to sit in the comment section saying, hey, you ain't pushing hard enough. You ain't getting threatened to be sued on a weekly basis. You're not getting threatened to be beaten up on a weekly basis, killed quite often. 9 death threats I've received in just short 2 years. 9. Most people don't experience 1 in their life. My admiration for Jason Hawes. I have a friendship with Jason Hawes now. What you guys saw there was me and Jason Hawes answering your questions. My admiration for Jason Hawes. I mean, yeah, he was a huge influence on me because I started out watching Most Haunted and thinking that shit was real. So I was going out to a lot of the places the Most Haunted went to. Going out to ruins, to churches, to abbeys, to graveyards and never experiencing a damn thing. Now and again you get creeped out. Nothing ever got thrown. Couldn't get no tapping, no knocks on demand. Why the hell is that? And then I start watching these American guys that go into a house and tell somebody it ain't haunted. You've got high EMF levels all over this place. That's causing you paranoia. It's causing auditory hallucinations, visual hallucinations, a feeling of unease. Hey, your boiler's leaking carbon monoxide. Not only could that kill you, but it causes paranoia, hallucinations, the feeling of being watched. Pressure on your chest when you're sleeping. Hey, look at these ghost hunters. They've gone into a location and found a mirror with something behind it. They found speakers up in the ceiling. And then they confronted the owner. As a debunker and as somebody that loves the paranormal field, of course that's an influence on me. Of course, that set me on a different trajectory to the guys that are going up putting fishing wires under doors and all the rest of it. And let's not forget that this is 20 years ago that all of this stuff first came to prominence on TV. In 20 years... it is quite easy to look back and see they got that wrong 20 years ago, they must be fake. How about they just didn't know any different? Because none of us did. Now, when there's a wire in a hood, and hand in a pocket, and a yank and a, oh my god, I just got my hood pulled, that's very different. That isn't mistaken artifacting or anything like that as a ghost. That is clearly, in my opinion, Grant staging. Jason checks the hood, pats him on the back, and everyone's like, and people are saying, hey, that pat on the back was him saying, well done. I think that pat on the back was him thinking, is there something in there? But, we will never know. And how did Jason Hawes react to me berating his daughter, calling them scam artists and all the rest of it? And how did he react to me saying Grant faked that on an episode of Ghost Hunters? Ghost Hunters faked it. He made a video. And in that video, he was very polite. But before he made that video, he reached out to me. And I didn't believe it was him. So I messaged Kenny Biddle, because they're friends. Can you check that is in fact Jason Hawes that's speaking to me before I respond? Kenny confirmed it. Jason asks me, with permission, to use my video for him to make a reaction, because he hadn't really done much with YouTube until that point. And I said, of course you can. But be careful, because I use copyright music in my videos. I won't copyright claim you. but Epidemic Sounds will, and the only way to avoid it really is to pay for an Epidemic Sounds license. That's what I did, because a high volume of content creators use Epidemic Sounds. So to avoid the copyright, I bought a license for it. And while I've got the license, I may as well use the music. So I told him how to avoid that. All cool. Now, in with all of those videos I made, and in with Jason responding to those videos, and in with private conversations about those videos, Jason says, I think I could help your channel out a bit. And why does Jason think he could help my channel out a bit? Let's have a look, shall we? I mean, the guy's he's only got 64 videos and he's got 83,000 subscribers. He does ghost hunts to 33,000 views. 181,000 views. He live streams to nearly 1,000 people every time he goes live. And after I called out his kid and after I called out his team, he said, you make valid points. Thank you for being respectful. Let me see if I can help you out. And then he asked me some advice about YouTube, thumbnails or uploading or YouTube lives, just the mechanics of it. And yeah, I helped the guy out. I gave him some advice on how to use YouTube because he didn't know how to use it. And his thanks to me was, let's do a live. Let's show people that you can have different opinions and still meet in the middle, because Jason Hawes understands something. That I love the paranormal. That I have a belief in the paranormal, and that I am genuinely pissed off when people fake the paranormal. And I am not trying to convert people that don't believe in Jason Hawes into believing Jason Hawes. Far from it. I understand that the majority of my audience don't believe in the paranormal, and I understand the majority of my audience watch the debunking videos because that's what they're here for, because they may not believe or they think it's a joke. And that's fine, but that's not who I am. That's never been who I am. Now take somebody like Kenny Biddle. Kenny Biddle, a complete skeptic, total disbeliever. He disproves all of the equipment, all of the theories, stuff that I believe in. Kenny Biddle doesn't believe in, and Kenny Biddle shoots down. And we're friends. Him and Jason Hawes are friends, and Kenny Biddle has on occasion gone about as hard as I have. He's just more polite about it. And still they're friends, because some of us have lives away from YouTube, and away from YouTube, we speak. People have got this weird thought that me and Jason discuss the paranormal when we've said that we speak on a weekly basis. We don't. Jason is aware of some family illness that's going on this end and how stressful it's been on my wife. And he checks in on us. He asks how it's going because he's been through something very similar. There's no conspiracy, there's no grand plan. It is just a mutual respect and a friendship that has been struck up. And while Jason Hawes is a huge name in the paranormal, he wants to come to the UK and work with some of the paranormal teams in the UK at some UK haunted locations. And he wants to work with me and people that I have suggested as, you know, trustworthy and honest. Now go and watch some of Jason's YouTube paranormal investigations. Watch what he's doing there. He's doing what I do on my investigations, or what others do in their investigations that I enjoy. Now, is he a little bit more quick to think paranormal than I am? Yes. Is he pulling wires? Is he throwing things? No. It all comes down to beliefs. Now, for example, you could have a team where somebody is very, very much that could be paranormal for everything, and then the other person in that team be like, no, it's not. Watch. Ghost on Trent do it. Mark is far more quick to say, that's paranormal, whereas Paul is to say, whoa, stop, let's work this out. Steve and Griff, they seem to be on the same sort of level with it all, very skeptical but hopeful. They're good dynamics to have in those teams, and it is a good dynamic to have in the paranormal investigation field, because I'm not just a debunker. Predominantly, I'm a debunker. My best performing videos are debunking videos. But I love paranormal investigating, I love gaming. And I've kind of brought everything into this channel. I've put it all into one place. I was given some advice a while ago by some friends in the community. Just be you and do what you like, and people will like you for you and will watch whatever you do. That's why I brought the game in here from Twitch. That's why I've brought in the investigations. I don't do reaction videos like I used to do because for the most part, I can't watch nukes and slapped ham and all that sort of stuff because I don't find anything credible in those videos. anything. And also with that, to have somebody like Jason Hawes come to a debunking channel and do a live stream with a debunking channel in a debunking community, I think that is a massive step in the right direction for the paranormal. What happens when Jason captures something on one of his investigations and he thinks, ooh, that could be paranormal. Hey Beardo, take a look at this. What do you think? And I say, it's a pigeon. And he doesn't rant, and he doesn't berate, and he says, shit, do you know what? You're right. Then that makes it into his video. That does the debunking community good. This is one of the biggest faces in TV history of the paranormal enjoying debunking content. The side-eye guy was in the live and said, oh, I didn't realize you were going to have Jason on today. I've just made a video on Jason. Jason read the comment and was like, I can't wait to see that. I hope he's roasted me. Because Jason enjoys what we do. He enjoys the comedy. He enjoys the humor. I mean, we even got Jason to do the rar on stream. It was the biggest live stream I've ever had. There were just short of 900 people in there. People that I've never seen before that subscribed to the channel that were like, wow, debunkers are not as toxic as we thought. Wow, debunkers are actually talking sense. Wow, debunkers are actually needed. So as much as people are saying Jason did this to preserve himself, to keep me off his back, Jason knows if I see something fake in his videos, I'll call it out. I'll just be more polite about it because he's been very polite to me. And I was never ever going to invite Jason on for a 2-hour live stream and berate and pull him apart for 2 hours after I have made hours of videos about all the subjects people wanted me to question him about. I asked those questions in those videos and he responded in a video. If you want the answers, watch those videos. This live stream was not about that. This live stream was something from me and Jason for the paranormal and debunking community, to show that we can all get along, and to show even the biggest names in there can look at the debunking community and say they are needed, they are wanted, this is why they are growing. And people are saying that we avoided the questions. We didn't. The bottom corner there, I posted a few of those awkward questions. No, I didn't post the same questions coming in from 20, 30 people, because once it's answered, it's answered. He answered about Grant, he answered about Taps, he answered about Satori and Cody, and he answered about the hood pull. But no, we didn't spend too much time on it. And do you know why we didn't spend too much time on it? Because it was a feel-good stream. My live streams are not, and have never been, about debunking and pulling shit apart. My live streams, there was the odd one or two where I was like, I've got something to say, and then I went off for people, and I took those live streams down because that's not what that was ever meant to be. My live streams are meant to be more fun, more light-hearted, get the community involved. It's a community night. The Tuesday and Friday lives are community nights. And the community, for the most part, kept saying, we would love to see you and Jason Hawes do something. So we did. People are saying they would love to see me and Jason Hawes work together on an investigation. So we will. But it'll be honest. If I see something that Jason thinks is a paranormal, and I know exactly what it is, I'm not going to go, oh, Jason, I love that big bald shiny head. It's not a pigeon. It's a ghost. Of course I'm not. And he wouldn't expect me to. That's why he wants to work with me. That's why he's watching me in the Side-Eye Guy, is because he enjoys watching debunking content. And for a lot of us, Jason influenced us. I didn't know the word debunking existed until Taps. A lot of people are saying things like, Jason is scared of me, that's why he's playing nice. If Jason was scared of me, the best thing he could do is completely ignore my existence. It's worked for Really Haunted, it's worked for Sam and Colby, it's worked for others, and we've had that conversation where I said, if another Cody and Satori video comes out and I think they toe tapping, I'm still going to release that video. And Jason said, I'll never ever tell you not to. And if you ever see anything in my videos, feel free to pull it apart. And I will. It's the same type of working relationship that I have with the Ouija Brothers. I watch the Ouija Brothers, I enjoy the Ouija Brothers, love working with the Ouija Brothers. But they know full well that if I thought I saw fakery, I call them out on it. So do Ghost on Trent, so do Dead Cold and all the rest. I don't have to worry about it with any of those guys. But they know. And the best way for those to keep me at bay is to not engage with me, not invite me around their houses for live streams, to not invite me on investigations, and to not turn up in my live streams talking to the community, because you're bringing debunking community eyes onto you. Some people were saying things like, oh, I thought this was going to be more of a one-on-one. And initially, that's what I wanted to do. I was going to do a one-on-one, me and Jason, pre-recorded podcast. But for the majority, the community wanted to get involved. And that's what me and Jason have agreed on. Now, me and Jason could still do a pre-recorded one-on-one about more gritty issues, but we've already said everything. And you have to remember, all of this was said in October and November last year. It's old news now. Cody and Satori, as far as I'm aware, no longer work at the Conjuring House. They have been debunked by just about every debunking channel on the platform. They have been shown up and called out. Some people have been really horrible to them. And I understand why people are being horrible. I really do. Now, the personal comments and stuff, it should never happen. They happen to me as well. I just laugh at them. But this is now old news. It's no longer relevant. So what would be the point in me inviting a guest on that the majority of this community wanted to see, and then immediately get his back up against the community and just rake over old stuff that has been dealt with countless times by countless channels, numerous times, numerous channels. I've seen people saying things like, hey, him and Mythos had a falling out. Why are you siding with him? I'm sorry, what? When did I side with Jason over Mythos? And when did I side with Mythos over Jason? I didn't. There's nothing to do with me, because I wasn't involved in that argument. But you're all... the few of you that have been doing it have been having a go at me like I'm not supporting Mythos, yet me and Mythos still speak all the time. I watch all of Mythos' content, and I comment on his content. I comment on Jason's content. I watch Jason's content. They watch mine. They comment on mine. Because we're adults. And we can see that not everyone is always going to get along, and not everyone is always going to get together and be like, oh, we are one big happy family. It won't always work that way. But Jason's never said to me, you can't be friends with Mythos and friends with me. And Mythos has never said, you can't be friends with Jason and friends with me. Because they're behaving like grown-ass men. They had their issues. They hashed those issues out. They both took videos down where they were having a pop at each other because they've moved on past it. And that isn't a negative thing for the community. That is certainly not a negative thing for the debunking community, because for a long time the only interaction we got from the paranormal side was, you're toxic, you're nasty, you're horrible, you're bullies, you're liars. And that is starting to decline now. And now when people do call us nasty, narcissist, horrible, liars and bullies, more and more people are defending us and what we do and saying that we are needed. And let's not forget, Sam and Colby asked for people to debunk Cody and Satori. That's exactly what we did. Not out of nastiness, they asked us to. One of the comments was, bro, introducing him like you've brought Elvis back from the dead. The guy is a massive narcissistic cringe meister. I don't know if that's aimed at me or Jason, but Jason has been nothing but nice to me. Even when I called out his daughter, and even when I called out his team, his TV show. Beardo, you're not a bully, you're an opportunist, and this video portrays this very well. And this comment. Beardo Squire, did I hear you suggest mayo and hot dogs? ? No, you did not. I was mocking Crow of Judas because he is an animal of what he puts in his face. Yes, that was a funny one. Oh, here we go. Karen from Canada's kicked off again. Wouldn't it be nice? Oof. Beardo was disrespectful to everyone, but he isn't. He turned into a coward when he was faced with someone who wasn't going to back down. He tells Jason he disagrees with people, can be respectful. What are you writing there? Too bad it's a KIE. Now, Karen from Canada is a big Ghost Theory fan, and unfortunately, Karen in Canada, I don't normally call people out, but she is now in other people's live streams, calling me out, literally like, take Beardo's power away from him. I mod for a channel. Take mod off him. Get him out of here. He doesn't belong in this community. Karen, I know you're a Ghost Theory fan. I know that my argument with Ghost Theory pissed you off. But honestly, nobody fucking cares. Do yourself a favour and just stop getting wound up by me. Just go and watch something else. Put your time into another channel where you can enjoy yourself, because it must be miserable being this angry all the time. So just stop watching. We're watching and supporting the content. We get told to be respectful and nice. Yep. I did not say one bad thing, and I felt like a child getting lectured at. I can't stand Hawes or his daughter Cody. Or his daughter or Cody. But I don't want to be mean and nasty. Nobody should be mean and nasty. I never will. Jolly good. I'm also not going to ignore the frauds they are perpetrating, so I'm unsubbing. Good luck with all your future endeavours, man. Sellout! ! It's Welsh for sellout. And this is one of the comments that has sparked this video. Because how did I sell out? At what point did I sell out? A friendship has been struck out after I called out him and his daughter. But I'm selling out and you're unsubbing. I mean, but feel free. You just don't have to announce it. I'm assuming that your question was answered by Jason and you didn't like it, because a few people gave rude-ish questions, or they questioned things in a way that was a little bit rude. And Jason answered those questions honestly and with a bit of snark. If you'd asked me something in the same tone and vein, it'd probably have got a little bit more snark, because that's how I deal with people. Now, all of that being said, the majority of that live stream, I mean the vast majority of that live stream, was nothing but kindness, niceness, and people absolutely loving having what many people would perceive to be a celebrity from the paranormal field on a debunking channel, on a Friday night chill out, on a Friday night hangout. And that's why I did it. I did it because that's what my audience, on the most part, wanted to see. They didn't want to see arguments, they didn't want to see shouting or ranting or raving. They wanted to see Jason Hawes chilling with the community, reading out their comments, responding to their questions, no matter what those questions were. And the questions range from what do you put on your hot dogs to how many dogs do you have and all the rest of it and everything in between. And we tried to get around as many as we could. Some people were saying things like, hey, this seems like pay to win. You've got to put money in to get your question read out. That wasn't the case. We read out a load that were not paid, but you've got to sort of prioritize when people are putting in $1, $2, $5, $10, or in some cases $50 or $100. We have to acknowledge that. I certainly have to acknowledge that. I have to make a fuss of people that are doing that. But I didn't just focus on those people putting in the money. We did a lot of people, but we couldn't keep up with the chat. There were nearly 900 people all talking at the same time. We never slow chat down because people think that they've been blocked because they can't type for a minute. So we got rid of that ages ago. It was just busy and I could never catch up with the comments. About 10 minutes from the end, we finally caught up, and then when I looked again, I'm 2 minutes behind. It was a chaotic live stream, and I wouldn't change anything about it. Genuinely, it's one of my favourite moments on YouTube. Working with the Ouija brothers, doing that live stream with Jason Hawes, investigating 30 East Drive, and the friendships I have struck up with content creators and the community. There are people in the community I've struck up friendships with. That means far more to me than arguing with people on the internet, because I can't be asked with it. I did what I thought the community wanted to see, and for the majority of it, that's what everyone got, that's what everyone enjoyed. My conscience is clear with it, so you can be as pissed off with me as you want, and you can leave this channel if you want because you didn't like the way I conducted that live. Absolutely fine. But throwing insults and, oh, you sold out, side-eye guy's gone soft and all that sort of crap, you can just leave. I don't see why you have to, like, throw in a, I'm not happy with you. You didn't cater specifically to me. Harumph, I'm leaving. Bye-bye. There have been a great many people in this community, in this channel, that have not liked something I have said or a video I have made on a channel they enjoy or don't enjoy, that have said, I'm leaving because I didn't like that. And my answer has always been, don't let the door hit you on the ass on the way out. Because I can't do this channel any different than I do, because I'm a very personal content creator. You guys know a lot about my life. You guys know a lot about me. You know, how many content creators are out there? You don't know if they're married or engaged or where they live, what they do, and all the rest of it. I am very open with most aspects of my life in this, because to me, this channel isn't a persona. Beardo isn't a character. The only reason I go by Beardo is, years ago, I was a bailiff, and I was in content creation, and I wasn't supposed to be, so I never wanted my name out there. Everyone knows my name is Dale. I don't care that everyone knows my name is Dale. But Beardo is something that I've been called since before YouTube. And Beardo is something that I get called in real life because of obvious reasons. This beard has been on my face for 8 or 9 years now. And there's nothing wrong with content creators that don't allow their personal life in, that don't allow people to get to know them. There is nothing wrong with that. But I can't do my channel that way. My channel has always been very open. My beliefs, my family, my lifestyle, all of it. It's all very honest. It's all out there for people. There's no skeletons in the closet. It is all, for the most part, I just want people to see that I am just a regular guy. I am just like you, sat at home watching paranormal content going, that's fake, that's cool, that's kind of scary, that's real, What a load of shit. And I invite you guys into that experience with me. And if you've stopped enjoying that experience, then go and watch somebody that makes you enjoy that experience. Honestly, it's not that difficult. I know there's some debunking channels that are no longer debunking, or are definitely cooled away from debunking. And they're like, I only ever debunk one channel once. After that, it's no point. That's great for them, but that's not what I do. Sometimes I look at a channel